All right, so October in the gym, we have a challenge every year in October for all of our clients to cook more of their own food. You know, one of the best habits I think you can get into when it comes to your health is to get into the habit of cooking more of your own food. But let's face it, it requires a little bit of work. It requires some preparation. It requires time. It requires cleanup. But so it's going to take some effort on your part. But I came across something recently, which I thought was a good tip just to enhance. You can take meals that you are already cooking, and it takes just a couple of extra minutes, and it makes a big difference just in the flavor and how much kind of enjoyment you get out of the meals that you cook. Now, I remember I came across, kind of one of the mentors of mine is a guy who lived to be 114 years old. He used to always say, you need to make your food look good, smell good, and taste good, because if you do so, you're more likely to continue to eat it. And so the tip actually came. I was watching on Netflix. There's a documentary called Cooked on there, which is by author Michael Pollan. He's got several books out there. And on this show, Cooked, he talks about the primary reason that we cook food is to make it easier for digestion so that we don't have to chew as much. And so anything that you can do to cut back on the amount that you have to chew actually makes food more enjoyable. This is something that they know in food science, actually. They call it mouthfeel, or, just ease of, not having to chew as much makes your food more enjoyable. So something that's very simple that you can do, take most of the recipes that you already cook, and you can apply this to it, is just to cut up your food into smaller pieces. So for example, you could be having a plain old chicken breast, but you chop it up into much smaller little bite-sized pieces where you don't have to chew as much. It takes a second to do before you eat it, but it makes a big difference. When you chop your vegetables, cut them up into smaller little pieces, whatever you do. So think of like a big hunk of tomato on your salad versus a little bit of like pico de gallo where everything's chopped up much more finely. Just chopping up your food and cutting it into much smaller little bites makes it easier on your body to digest, makes it easier to chew, and actually enhances the flavor of the meals. If you add sauces or things like that to your meals, you're going to find that it coats everything much more effectively. Everything gets a little bit on there. Whereas if you have, let's say, a chicken breast and you just put the sauce on top, it doesn't get evenly over every part of the chicken. And so just this little tip, cutting things up more effectively, saves you from having to chew as much, but it's going to actually enhance the flavor and enjoyment that you get from the meals that you eat. So hopefully October here, you've been cooking some more of your own food. We've been sending out recipes. I hope you've been trying those and getting into the habit of preparing more of your own food, because I think it's one of the best things you can do when it comes to your health.